Little Orphan Annie and the $1 Million Formula. Chapter 3. Punjab to the rescue. The old man, who was convinced that Daddy Warbucks' assailants were his old enemies, was equally delighted at Annie's cleverness and spent most of the next morning chuckling over it.
That's rich. That's the best one ever,
He exclaimed.
I fooled them once. They thought they had my secret. But all they got was a scrap of paper. And now, you fool them on the same trick. Fixed it so they got another scrap of paper. I thought I was a smart one. But, Annie, you're smarter. Yes, sirree. Fooling them once was smart. But fooling them twice, the same way? Will the big chief ever be sore? Why, he'll be crazy. By Samson. That's the best one I've heard in years. Just wait. They'll come back the next time.
Yeah,
Exclaimed Annie, with doubtful enthusiasm.
that's what I'm thinking about.
Daddy Warbucks seemed inclined to agree with Annie in her dread of a repeat visit.
They must have looked in at your window before they came in last night, and now they know. Now they know you're alive. And the secret is here. They're sure to be back. I don't like it.
Let them come.
Scoffed the old man.
Who's scared? I'm not scared.
That's okay, but you know who they are.
Daddy replied.
If I knew, it would be a lot easier to protect ourselves. Why not tell me?
The old man, however, was firm. He was firm in his refusal to tell what gang it was that was after his secret. Daddy Warbucks had talked of taking a partner before, and now he reopened the subject.
You're sure you don't mind if I ask my friend, Henry Morgan, to put up the money to develop this thing? I've decided I can surely trust him.
I told you, it's your secret now.
The man reassured him.
I gave it to you, didn't I? It's all up to you.
Daddy left at once for Henry Morgan's big home. As they talked in the rich man's library, Daddy found him to be as reliable and amiable as he had thought he would be.
Certainly, Oliver,
Said Mr. Morgan, without hesitation, when Mr. Warbucks asked for his backing.
and never mind explaining. I'm not much of a businessman. If you say it's good, it's good. How much do you want? $1 million? $2 million?
Well, it will be expensive, Henry. $1 million to start.
Okay, Oliver. And just remember, if it hadn't been for you, several times I can recall, I'd be dead. You can call this a loan, if you want. You and your infernal pride, but you know every cent I have is yours for the asking.
Thanks, Henry, old pal.
Said Daddy Warbucks, as he prepared to leave, deeply touched at this demonstration of faith in him.
I knew I could count on you.
Annie was very much excited when she returned from school that evening and heard the good news.
$1 million? Gee, Daddy. Nobody can touch us now.
I'm afraid $1 million is just BB shot in the war we're getting into. I have that formula in a safe place now, but old Whiskers could be sweated for the secret. We have a long way to go, Annie, before we reach safety. Others know the value of this thing too. And now that they know we have it, they're sure to be back.
As he finished talking, Annie raised an apprehensive finger.
Shh. Say, isn't that something? Or somebody in the yard?
Didn't hear anything, but I'll have a look around,
said Daddy. A minute later, as Annie peeped cautiously out the door, she saw two huge figures raise suddenly up from behind some bushes and fall upon Daddy from behind. Screaming with anxiety, she ran out to lend assistance, but she could only stand by helplessly. Daddy put up a good fight. No chance with 2 against 1. He clearly had the worst of it. Sick with fear, Annie suddenly thought of the whistle which Punjab had given her, with instructions that she was to blow it in case of danger. One shrill blast was sufficient. Before she could say,
Jack Robinson.
Punjab had appeared, apparently from thin air, and was knocking the heads of the 2 thugs together. He tossed them over the bushes, turned to make sure that Daddy Warbucks was all right, and then made off into the woods after the yelping 2. When it was all over, the old man appeared from a packing box where he'd been hiding, watching what had taken place through a knothole. Delighted with the unexpected turn of events, he was laughing loudly as he followed Annie and Daddy into the house.
Haven't had so much fun in years. How those tough fellers hollered when Punjab started working on them. You put up a fine tussle, but they were just ready to finish you when Annie tooted that whistle. No, sirree, I didn't miss a thing.
That's what you think.
Put in Daddy Warbucks.
If those gorillas got around to you, old boy, and started to make you talk, that's when the real fun would have started. You missed that.
The old man shuddered.
I never thought of that.
Punjab stopped at the house the following morning. After thanking him for rescuing Daddy, Annie asked,
Did you catch those tough guys? Or did they get away? Will they be back?
Ah, little princess. I doubt those 2 evil ones will return.
answered the big Burmese.
But from whence they came, others are sure to come.
Later, as Annie and Sandy rounded the corner of the house, she saw Punjab busy in the grindstone, sharpening his long knife.
Sandy,
She exclaimed in a low tone.
look. It's Punjab grinding that awful knife. Oh, brr, I feel chilly.
Join me next time for Chapter 4, Eli Eon.